All right, Patriots, last page in our semester exam review. Please, as always, the timestamps are in the description and in the first pinned comment, so feel free to click on those to jump around for any specific problem that you're working on. Number 42, which triangles are congruent in the figure? Well, if anything is congruent, we're only going to be able to be these two triangles, but we want to practice naming them correctly. So first off, we got to check and see, do we have a triangle congruence theorem? That's our side, 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 angle, side, angle, and also our other one was angle, angle, side. So it looks like I've got all three sections marked here with 1, 2, and 3 tick marks. Over here I've also got 1, 2, and 3 tick marks, meaning that I do have a side, side, side congruence theorem. So now I just got to name them. I'm going to name the first one JLM. The exact order does not matter on the first one, but the second one does. So we're going to figure out what our corresponding parts are. Now to go from J to L to M, I start at J, I go across the 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark. I'm going to try and follow that exact same pattern. To go 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, I start at N, go to L, and then to K. So I've got N, L, K. And that is by side, side, side. Number 43, which triangles are congruent in the figure? Well, once again, let's see if we have one of our triangle congruence theorems here. I know that HG is going to be congruent to itself. I've already got that angle N is congruent to angle M. And if I look at these two parallel lines with a transversal, I've got that angle NGH is alternate interiors with GHM, so those two are equal. Looks to me like I've got an angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. So angle, angle, side is one of our theorems, so that works. First one, just going to name it, HNG. Is congruent to triangle. Now let's make sure we line up our corresponding parts here. Angle N in the top triangle matches with angle M, so since N is in the middle, M must also be in the middle. In the top triangle HNG, angle G over here is congruent to this triangle's angle H. So G and H must match, and then we're going to make G and H match on the other side as well. Hey, there we go. That works. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing these things by multiple choice is that, once again, these original triangles don't have to be the same order. What you want to be checking for is the fact that corresponding parts are lined up appropriately. All right, number 44. Find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex 20gon. This is all the stuff we just took the test over. Our formula is n minus 2 times 180 gives me the sum of the interior angles of a convex polygon. N is just the number of sides, so that's going to be 180 times 20 minus 2, and I can go and just type that in directly. 180 times 20 minus 2, 3,240 degrees. 240 degrees. Number 45, the sum of the measures of the exterior angles on a 70gon, convex 70gon. Now here we want to keep track of the words sum and exterior. Remember, the exterior angles, it does not matter what the polygon is, the sum of the exterior is always 360 degrees. Now, if I asked you to find the measure of each one, you would then come through and divide by the number of sides. So if I said the measure of each angle, exterior angle of a 70gon, you would do 360 divided by 70. But that's not the question that was asked. Just the sum is 360. If the measure of each interior angle of a polygon is 112, find the measure of each exterior angle. Well, that one actually sounds a lot more complex than it is. Okay, each interior angle is 112. Find the exterior. Now, I'm going to draw a pentagon just to make a point here. Remember, our exterior angle looks like this. the interior and exterior angles always form a linear pair. So in this particular polygon that we have, the interior angle is 112 degrees. The exterior angle is going to be a linear pair with that. So it's just going to be 180 minus 112, which I'm having a bad mental math day. That's just going to be 68 degrees. Now, for a parallelogram, find the value of x. One of our properties of parallelograms is that opposite sides are congruent to each other. So 3x plus 20 equals 8x minus 12. Solve for x. I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides, giving me 5x here. Add 12 to both sides. 20 plus 12 is 32. Divide both sides by 5. You're going to get x equals 6.4. Number 48. What are the properties of a parallelogram? We had 5 that we listed on our little flip books. The first one is that opposite sides are parallel. The second one is that opposite sides are congruent. The third one, so opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent. So there's my parallel, there's my congruent. Also, we said that opposite angles are congruent. So angle A equals angle C, angle B equals angle D. Number 4 was that, not opposite, I'm sorry, consecutive angles are supplementary. So angle A plus angle B equals 180, angle A plus angle D equals 180. And number 5, if I draw the diagonals, well, the diagonals are not the same length, they do cut each other in half, and so the diagonals bisect each other. Bisect each other. So those are our 5. Remember that we had 2 or 3 more for both rectangles and rhombuses, and then a square combined all of the above for all the parallelograms. Okay, number 49. Find x and y so that ABCD will be a parallelogram. Well, what we want is for our angles to be equal to each other. Since these two are parallel, then this is our transversal line going across, meaning that 24 and 6x are alternate interior angles, therefore they must be congruent. So 6x equals 24, divide both sides by 6, x must equal 4. Now, by the exact same right, here these two are parallel, and that being a transversal also means that this angle here for 32 degrees equals y plus 2. So 32 equals y plus, I'm sorry, I said 2, I meant 10. Subtract 10 on both sides gives me 22 equals y. And now, our last problem of the review, number 50. Find the value of x so that this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Well, on parallelograms, opposite angles are congruent, which we have here. And then these two must also be congruent, so x equals 46 degrees. There you have it. There's the review. Have fun studying, and we'll see you next week. Good luck on the exam.